All right, good afternoon. This is Dude here at the Quality of Time podcast, coming from, well, produced by Humble Dudes. We're here at a session out here in Blue Jordan Forest here in Frostproof, beautiful Blue Jordan Forest here in Frostproof. We're here with one of our athletes, one of our professional athletes, Mr. Ricky. Can you say your last name for me? I don't want to mess it up.
Valverde.
Mr. Ricky Valverde. We got him here on the podcast to basically, tell his story, his professional story. We've This is our third session now. Been an awesome session with him. We've shared a lot of great ideas and just common knowledge as professionals. And I wanted to give him a chance to be on the platform, and I want to have him on our platform for the younger guests.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. It's been humble an honor. A little bit about me and my journey. Born and raised in Queens, New York. Went to high school there. All I ever wanted to do was travel the world. And when I graduated high school, I knew my why, right? My why was to just, go see the world and get out of New York. So I joined the Navy. I did my research, and lived in Japan, traveled to Australia, Thailand, the Philippines, lived in Hawaii. Ended up becoming a Navy diver, stationed in Hawaii, training the Navy SEALs, the elite, the best of the best. Um, and it was such an honor to serve my country, but also to travel the world and make my dreams come true. Had a lot of great mentors in there that inspired me to continue my education. And so, although it took some time, I ended up getting my doctor's degree,
Awesome.
and I couldn't have done that without the military and the GI Bill. I never spent a dollar
Awesome.
on
Awesome.
education. And um, I think that's the end of that. What I would tell the youth, here and coming up in this generation is, discover your why.
Mm.
Why do you what do you want from life, right? Uh, Life is short, and so you got to find out who you are. You got 18 years or less to find that out,
Awesome. Right. Correct.
right? And then just know that you're gonna have a lot of hurdles
Mm-hmm.
throughout the way, right? So it's not gonna be easy.
Right.
It wasn't meant to be easy. If it was easy, anyone could do it, right? Everybody says that.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to overcome your circumstances and have the power of growth mindset.
Right.
Don't settle, right? There's always more. Keep challenging yourself, right? I always tell my friends and their kids is, you want to get to the point where on your last breath you could say, I killed it. I did
True.
my
True.
best, and now it's time to rest. You rest then. You don't rest when you're living.
Gotcha.
Um, and just have the discipline and motivation, right? I mean, again, don't settle. Always want more than
Mm-hmm.
what you have. Dream bigger. Become great. Become better than how you found wherever you're at. Leave it better and create a legacy for yourself.
True. So we've been here training with Mr. Ricky getting better all day today. I just got off work. I know he's probably just punching the clock as well too. And like I tell a lot of young athletes, when I meet a lot of the successful gentlemen and females and things of that nature, what I'm saying, one thing I notice is the work ethic. I've always been an athlete with a work ethic. I know, and through our sessions, one of the biggest things that we've been talking about, and what I want you to speak on next is uh, how was it and how is it for you helping the youth, placing them in in a field that can benefit them for not just right now, but for the long run.
Yeah. Um, so I take it as a responsibility. So it means a lot to me. So that's number one,
Right.
right? Because again, my goal is to leave a legacy and leave this world better than when I found it. And honestly, when I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of mentors growing up. So, being able to have a platform and an opportunity to, inspire at least just one person,
Mm-hmm.
it would be totally worth it for my life. Uh, the the thing I tell folks is there's just so many opportunities, right? Right now, currently, I mentor a lot of kids in the Boys and Girls Club in the YMCA. I used to go there when I was a little kid, and I'll tell it to your platform. When I was coming up in high school, all I heard about is being a doctor or a lawyer,
Right,
right, an engineer, um, and no one talked to me about the trades, right? Plumber, electrician,
right, right.
to mechanics and so on. And these are traits that if you're good with your hands and you have a passion for just putting things together, there's traits out there that will pay for your education, pay you to go to their school, certify you, and you'll never be unemployed ever because
True.
they're in such a need, um, and they pay extremely well.
Awesome, awesome. So before we wrap it up, one of the last things that we're definitely gonna, hopefully and definitely will like to have you back. But we're gonna end this particular episode like this, and we want to ask you, what is one of the driving factors that pushed you through your years in service, and what's continuing to push you now as a professional. 'Cause I like to tell a lot of my young athletes as well too. Uh, as a professional, as an athlete, you have these routines, and they get mundane at some point in time. And if you don't have anything driving, you don't have a alternate purpose than just being successful at what you're doing, it can get kind of slow motion at some time. So all professionals, like I said, have a purpose outside of just what they do. So what can you tell us a alternate purpose for yourself outside of just being successful and being great at what you do?
Well, I'm a man of faith, so that's my anchor, right? My Lord Jesus Christ, has blessed me in more ways that I know couldn't have been done by man. I won't get into that another time. But what drove me, I think that's the question, is just resilience and mental toughness. Rising after rejections, I learned how to turn setbacks into comebacks. I love the haters. I love the naysayers because I love to prove people wrong. So that mental health strength, I think it's key in any way, shape, or form to anyone's great success.
And there you have it. There you have it. So there you have it for our platform. Like I said, we know that we're speaking to a generation again that I don't want to just say needs to hear it, but we enjoy giving inspiration to this generation. Like I said, when we started our media platform, one of the reasons why we started it. Because around 2020, COVID was going on. It was just, and if you look at social media now, it's just very negative, super negative. You know what I'm saying? You can find a bunch of negative posts. And I was just one of those ones. I'm a very positive person. So I always, if I created something, I want it to be positive. I know positive don't get that much attention. It doesn't get that much likes. But in the long run, I feel like that's what's needed to combat how much negativity is going around. So that's why we do what we do as well in the media space. Like I said, we try to promote anything positive. We talk about anything from sports, education, and entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we want to do. And before we end it out, like I said, with last, I know I said that was gonna be the last thing, but we gotta highlight our beautiful area. That's another reason why we had this platform as well. We're from Frostproof. We're here in Frostproof, here in the Polk County area, Highlands County area as well too. Like I was telling you as well, my dad used to get a lot of information back in the day. He always talked about this. We're gonna call it, for lack of a better term, this gold rush of just influx of people coming to an area basically, not inhabit how it should be. We knew it was going to come, and now it seemed like it's right around the corner. But you come here, just tell us your experience here of being here with us, and just being here in this beautiful area, and what you see here in the near future.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, it was one big accident. I was in Miami and messing around. I was home shopping, and I somehow saw Frostproof, and I didn't even ever heard of the city. And took a weekend, drove up here. Saw the opportunities of the peacefulness, the friendliness of people. I mean, everywhere I went, everyone was just so nice, and in Miami, you don't get that. So
Yep, yep.
I was completely thunderstruck,
City life.
and fell in love with it. It was like a Saturday, Sunday went packed, and I was here like Tuesday moving it.
Yes, sir. So like I said, there you have it. That's Mr. Ricky Valverde. Did I say it right? Mr. Ricky Valverde. Like I said, we appreciate you. We
Appreciate you guys.
appreciate you being on the platform. Like I said, hopefully we'll have you back. We know we're gonna have you back. Thank you for choosing us. And again, like I say, any information that you have for us, I never asked your age, but you may be a little older than me, you know what I'm saying? But I've always been a respectful individual in that way, so I always uh, gave respect to those that are older than me and have a little more experience than me. So we appreciate what you bring to the table for us. We appreciate the small conversations we have here. Like I said, I've always been that type of individual. I don't take much for granted, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, as we grow our brand here, you know what I'm saying, we'll continue to be here. And like I said, you're a part of our family. And once we were able to bring our athletes out to meet you as well, too, hopefully you can bestow, your knowledge on them as well too. So thank you. Over and out from us here at the Quality of Time podcast, brought to you by Humble Beats.